The Adventure of Lilo the Bunny and the Enchanted Forest. Hello, friends. Today I will tell you a story about a little bunny named Lilo. Lilo wasn't an ordinary bunny. He was very curious, full of energy, and always eager to discover the world around him. He lived in a wide green meadow filled with soft grass. There he had many friends. Sparrows who loved to sing, a playful squirrel, and a gentle deer. But there was one place that always made Lilo wonder. A dense forest that everyone called the Enchanted Forest. Every night when the moon shone brightly, Lilo often heard strange sounds from the forest. There was the sound of water trickling like little bells, birds singing in unfamiliar tones, and even mysterious blue lights dancing among the trees. His friends often warned him, "Never go into that forest, Lilo. They say whoever enters may never return." But instead of feeling scared, Lilo's curiosity grew stronger. "If I don't go inside, how will I ever know the truth?" he thought to himself. One bright morning, Lilo finally gathered his courage. He hopped happily toward the edge of the forest. As soon as he crossed the line of trees, the whole world seemed to change. The forest wasn't scary at all. It was actually breathtakingly beautiful. The trees were tall, their trunks glowing softly with golden light. Flowers bloomed and sang with gentle voices, while rainbow-colored butterflies fluttered gracefully. Golden fireflies lit up the air, sparkling like tiny lanterns in a nighttime party. "Wow, it's so beautiful!" exclaimed Lilo in amazement. But deep in his heart, he also felt a little afraid. This forest was no ordinary place. Lilo kept walking until he met a unique hedgehog. Its quills glowed and strummed like the strings of a guitar, playing cheerful music to greet him. Not far away, a wise old owl perched on a glowing tree branch. It wore tiny round glasses and held a thick old book. With a deep, calm voice, the owl said, "Welcome, Lilo. I know your name. You are the brave little bunny who finally entered the Enchanted Forest. But remember, there are many trials here. If you wish to return safely, you must have the courage to help anyone in need." Lilo nodded quietly, though the fur on the back of his neck stood up. He realized his adventure had only just begun. Not long after, Lilo heard a cry for help. He quickly hopped toward the sound and saw a tiny turtle struggling, almost swept away by a raging river. The water roared fiercely, waves crashing and swirling. Lilo hesitated. He was afraid of being dragged away. But he remembered the owl's words. He found a long branch, pushed it toward the turtle, and pulled with all his strength. At last, the turtle was safe. "Thank you, Lilo! You saved me! Because of your kindness, this river will now be calm whenever you cross it," said the turtle. And it was true. When Lilo hopped onto a rock in the middle of the river, the water that had been wild suddenly turned calm and crystal clear, making it easy for him to cross. After crossing the river, Lilo arrived at a wide clearing. In the center stood a giant ancient tree with a sad face. Tears flowed from its eyes, making the ground muddy and slippery. Lilo hopped closer and asked softly, "Why are you crying, old tree?" The tree sighed deeply. "I am lonely. My shadow is too dark. so no animal wants to play under me. I feel useless." Lilo thought for a moment. Then he called his friends, the squirrel, the hedgehog, the little birds, and the turtle he had just saved. Together they sat under the tree, laughing and singing happily. Suddenly, the tree's face lit up with joy. It stopped crying, and from its branches bloomed shimmering, magical flowers. "Thank you, Lilo. Now I know. I am not alone anymore." In the deepest part of the forest, Lilo found a glowing cave. Inside, there was a magical mirror standing tall. The wise old owl appeared again and said, "This is the final trial, Lilo. This mirror will show you who you truly are." Lilo stepped closer. At first, he saw a small bunny trembling with fear inside the mirror. His ears drooped and his eyes looked worried. But slowly, the reflection changed. He saw himself as a brave little bunny, helping the turtle, comforting the crying tree, and bringing happiness to the forest. Tears welled up in Lilo's eyes. He realized that even though he was small, his kindness could bring about great change. After passing the final trial, the entire forest began to shine brighter than ever. The animals cheered, the flowers sang louder, and the night sky sparkled like a grand celebration. The wise old owl spoke once more. "You have passed, Lilo. Remember, true courage doesn't mean never being afraid. It means doing good, even when you are afraid." With a heart full of joy, Lilo waved goodbye to all the forest creatures. He hopped out of the enchanted forest just as the sun began to rise. On the meadow, his friends, the sparrows, the squirrel, the turtle, and the deer, greeted him with wide smiles, listening in awe as Lilo shared his magical adventure. From that day on, Lilo was known as the brave little bunny with a kind heart. And every time he looked at the forest from afar, he smiled proudly, knowing that his small courage had made the enchanted forest a place full of joy. The moral of this story is, never underestimate yourself. Even the smallest act of kindness can make the world a brighter and happier place.